Hey there, everybody. I am Angie Callen, host of No More Mondays, coming at you with your weekly dose of midweek momentum. So, what we typically do here is pull a little thread or some kind of theme or something I loved from earlier in this week's episode and talk about it in a little bit more depth while giving you a little quick hit of inspiration to get over the hump this Wednesday afternoon. And so, earlier this week, I talked to Michael Feynman, who, by the way, when you're at an event with other humans and you're both wearing a shirt that says the word authenticity on it, you know you're going to be instant friends. And so long story short, I was outside on a pool deck recording, actually a Midweek Momentum live on the scenes, wearing my human shirt. And then I walk by and there's this guy whose shirt says authenticity is my superpower, while the fun thing is the back of my human shirts literally say powered by authenticity. So it was this immediate like, oh, we are meant to know each other. And so he and I this week talked a lot about human connection, which if you tuned into last week's No More Mondays, you heard me say something that I'm going to call back here because it's important and it bridges a gap. And that is that we are more connected than ever, but we're actually more disconnected than ever. We have a loneliness epidemic. And in general, like technology has given us the illusion of connection when we're actually disconnected from real humans more than ever. And now AI is coming in and really exacerbating that because we can sit and talk to ChatGPT and feel like we're connected to something, but we're not connected to someone. And what I believe that is also creating, and what Michael and I talked about in this episode this week, is how that is also keeping us from connecting to ourselves. And we can't go out and connect with humans in a genuine, authentic way unless we also know ourselves and are confident in who that person is. And I think that this is something we're really struggling with in society today because we're always on. We always have a distraction, and there is always an option to keep you from yourself. You can doom scroll Instagram reels forever and ever and ever. You always have service. There is, unless intentionally sought out, rarely a time when you just naturally tune out. And unfortunately, that is keeping us from our confidence, our authenticity, the authority to leverage those things, and the true identity with which we are in this world and meant to do. And what I think that has created is a whole ton of imposter syndrome and not understanding how to be authentic, because the thing about authenticity is it isn't something that you find. It is something that you are. Michael says something I think is so beautiful, and it's something that you kind of rediscover about yourself, but you already have everything in you need to go be a purposeful human on this planet. It just gets lost in this disconnection, constantly tuned in, so much pressure, performative type stuff. And so of course, imposter syndrome is going to come in there because you aren't connected to yourself. And if you're not connected to yourself, how do you go connect to somebody else? Because you don't even know who you are. How are they going to get to know you? And that isn't a feelings problem. It is just something that happens when you are trying to relate externally and you realize you don't have the ability to relate internally. And so here comes the like TLDR of my conversation with Michael is, what do we do about that? Because it can feel a lot like you have a mask on, right? And that you're kind of pretending, acting, or maybe that mask is so freaking glued to your face, you don't even know how to take it off because you have been keeping up appearances for so long that feels like it's become who you are, but it isn't. And the only way to take it off is to go out and be. Weeks and weeks ago, Aria Raphael was also on No More Mondays, and we talk about the fact that you can rediscover authenticity through your interactions with people. And so while I do believe it's true that you can't really genuinely connect with people until you connect with yourselves, attempting to or starting to connect with people, or maybe even just interacting with them, is a good start to seeing how you show up without the mask. You're going to have to be willing to be vulnerable, right? You're going to have to be willing to just walk into a room and be who you know you are without trying too hard. However, amazing things happen when you stop trying to be someone you're not, when you stop trying to get something out of a room and you just walk into it genuinely, authentically, and confidently. And if that feels like way too much to do, to be like, ooh, I ain't taking this mask off and going to talk to anybody, then work on the stillness piece. Work on getting comfortable with being with yourself without a phone on, without the TV on, without anyone else around. Go out in the middle of a park, go out in nature where there's no service if you need to be forced to tune out, and be with your thoughts. A lot of us don't like it. Your head can be a scary place to be. However, you're never going to find your identity in the chaos of daily life. The only place that lives is in your quiet and in your relationship with yourself. Yes, you may not love what you find, but you will be a more complete, self-aware human for the action. You can journal, you can meditate, whatever it takes to just be in that stillness in order to start reconnecting with yourself so that you can connect with others. Confidence, authenticity, authority, and identity aren't things that we go build or create or even earn, right? They are things that are already in you. They can be rediscovered. We just have to let ourselves return to it. So if you have felt a little lost or a little severed, my challenge for you this week is to either find a room where you can take off the mask, or better yet, go be alone with yourself to rediscover and return to exactly who you are, because that is enough to go be the impactful human you're meant to be. I'll see you next week for No More Mondays.